What's up guys, Jordan here from Show Me Vegas with your November and December Vegas updates. It may not officially be winter, but we are coming into what's normally the off-season in Las Vegas, if you can say there is such a thing. The weather this time of year is beautiful. November normally starts out in the low 70s, and by the end of the month it's in the low 60s for the highs. It gets pretty chilly at night, so bring layers and don't expect to swim because pool season is officially over in Vegas. Pool season at Vegas resorts typically runs from the middle of March until the middle of October. That's not to say if you want to swim in Vegas you're totally out of luck. Some resorts do keep at least a pool open all year long. Hotels on the Strip that still offer a pool all winter long include Bellagio, the MGM Grand, Aria, Park MGM, Mandalay Bay, Venetian and Palazzo, Wynn and Encore, Resorts World, Mirage, Sahara, and the Cosmopolitan. Now keep in mind, just because a hotel offers a pool in the winter doesn't mean it's the full experience. Generally, it's just maybe one heated pool, maybe two. Features like the Wave Pool and Lazy River at Mandalay Bay and the Lazy River at the MGM Grand, those are closed during the winter. The outdoor bars and beverage service are almost always closed in the winter as well, so what you'll find generally is just one pool that's heated to anywhere between 80 and 90 degrees. With, of course, the exception of Stadium Swim at Circa. That's open year-round and they heat that water to 95 plus. You can always actually check out the current real-time water temperature on their website. They also keep the bar and beverage service running during the winter. Other options downtown that will be open during the winter also include the Plaza and the Downtown Grand. And of course, off-strip you'll find pools open at Red Rock, Green Valley Ranch, South Point, and Trump. Now this may not be an all-inclusive list, so be sure and check with your hotel before you go. Of course, pools being closed also means the end of day club season, but not entirely. The Marquee Dome at the Cosmopolitan is back. That's Marquee Day Club on the rooftop of the Cosmopolitan. While it's not fully enclosed, it does provide a 50-foot tall dome with 2 million BTUs of heat to keep it nice and toasty in there. The water temperature is supposed to be 90 degrees. Poolside food and beverage service continues, as well as a rotating list of performers and DJs. So if you're not quite ready to let pool season end, Cosmopolitan is the place for you this winter. Alright, let's talk about the potential culinary union strike in Vegas. You've no doubt seen pictures and videos of picket lines and protests on the Strip. There has been no strike as of yet, but the union did vote back in September to authorize a strike if they can't come to an agreement with the gaming companies involved soon. To catch you up, this union represents more than 35,000 hospitality workers on expired contracts. These workers represent everything from servers and bartenders all the way to housekeepers. They want a new 5-year contract that includes better wages, better working hours, and safer working conditions. They work for all the major gaming corporations in Vegas, and if they were to strike, it would absolutely cripple the hospitality sector. Clearly, they've got some serious leverage with F1 coming up right away. More on that later. Just this past week, they set their official strike deadline as 5 a.m. on November 10th. That's just 6 days before F1 comes to Vegas. If they haven't reached an agreement by then, 35,000 employees on expired contracts will strike. If you think the Strip has been a disaster these last couple of months, just wait and see what it looks like if this happens. If you're looking for a free event to go to in Vegas this November, Las Vegas Days Rodeo is right up your alley. This takes place at the Plaza downtown. They actually have a rodeo arena right behind it called Core Arena. Admission to this is free and it features bull riding, barrel racing, roping, and more. This used to be known as Eldorado Days, but now it's called Las Vegas Days, and it takes place November 10th and 11th. If high-end cars are more your thing, you need to get over to the Wynn and check out this car show. They do this out on the golf course there at the Wynn Golf Club. Really cool car show, from the lowly Rolls-Royce all the way up to the highest end concept cars you've ever seen before. This takes place November 11th and 12th, and general admission tickets start at just $100, which is actually kind of surprising considering the event and where it's taking place, although it's at the Wynn, so of course you can buy packages that will make your eyes water. But if you're a car enthusiast, it looks like a pretty cool event. Alright, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the F1 race, the Las Vegas Grand Prix that has dominated the headlines for more than a year in Las Vegas. Well, it's here. There's no need to rehash all of the details. Actually, I made a video about F1 in Vegas and put it out on September 15th, right before the Strip really got turned upside down. But this thing has been a logistical disaster, and if I had it to do over again, my opinion has definitely changed in the last 6 weeks. I hate this event. I can't wait for it to be over with. The Strip is a complete mess, and if I were a first-time visitor to Vegas right now, I would be, let's say, less than impressed. And if you're visiting Vegas in November or December, you're definitely going to be impacted by this. Even after the race is over with, it's going to take quite a bit of time to take down the grandstands and return the Strip to something that resembles normal. Now I know they've been telling us for a while that this is not going to be the norm. Future years are going to be so much easier than this, but I don't exactly believe it. And yes, this race will be an annual thing in Vegas for at least the next 3 years. The actual contract goes through 2025. Clark County Commissioners have approved a resolution to extend that contract for a 10-year term, so despite the rumors that this event won't be back, listen, it will be back. F1 has put approximately $500 million into infrastructure, including the racing paddock at the start and finish line, so this isn't going away. It's just a matter of how much less intrusive can we make it going forward. Race weekend this year is November 16th through the 18th. The first 2 days are for practice and qualifying, and then the Las Vegas Grand Prix starts at 10 p.m. on November 18th. It's sure to be a visually stunning event, and I'm sure it's going to bring a lot of money into the economy, although I'm not sure it's going to be anywhere near that $1.3 billion they advertised. For all of us not actually attending the event, I think I speak for all of us when I say, let's just get this thing over with. Now, almost immediately following F1, a brand new hotel and casino is opening in the Las Vegas Valley. This time it's Durango Casino and Resort. This property has been built in the extreme southwest part of Vegas at Durango Drive in the 215. And it is absolutely stunning. This is a Stations Casino property that's a sister property to Red Rock and Green Valley Ranch. They have other properties too, of course, like Sunset Station and Palace Station, but their business model has been to be the higher-end locals casino like Red Rock. And this one looks to be no exception. This is a beautiful looking property. It's going to have just more than 200 hotel rooms, but it will have 85,000 square feet of gaming space, 15 restaurants, including a really nice food hall. This looks like a beautiful property that probably is worth getting off the Strip and getting out there to check out. Again, the grand opening at Durango, November 20th. As we get toward the end of November, Christmas is actually a pretty big deal in Vegas. If you've never visited Las Vegas during the Christmas season, I highly recommend it. The hotels are absolutely beautiful. It's not limited to just the Bellagio Conservatory, although that is always great. Enchant will be back at the Las Vegas ballpark that's out in Summerlin. Last year there was a version at Resorts World, but that is no longer. It's going to be only at Las Vegas ballpark this year. You may have seen this in other cities, but it's in Vegas as well, and it's all things Christmas. There's ice skating, an ice skating trail, there's a light maze, there's an artisan village, Santa's Workshop. It's just a really cool spread. That opens this year on November 24th and runs through the end of the year. The ice rink at the Cosmopolitan will be back starting on December 2nd. This is really cool as well. They turn the Boulevard pool at the Cosmopolitan into an ice rink. Well, they build one over the top of it. They put up an area that they call the Chalet, which is like an outdoor ski chalet with fire pits and seasonal cocktails, s'mores, different food items, and more. And then they turn the Overlook Grill into what they call the Overlook Chill, and they also have seasonal cocktails and menu items over there. It's really cool. I highly recommend this if you're in that area from December 2nd, typically until the end of the year. I couldn't find an end date on it though. Also debuting December 2nd will be the Christmas display at the Bellagio Conservatory. Currently the fall display is up and it runs through November 26th. They're usually shut down for 4 or 5 days while they make the switch over. On the Bellagio's website it says the Christmas display will open on December 2nd. This is always awesome. As you know, if you've been to the Bellagio Conservatory, they always outdo themselves. It's different every year, and it seemingly gets better every time, so I can't wait to see what this year has in store. Christmas decorations usually start going up in mid-November around town, so if you're in Vegas in November or December, be sure and just stop by the hotel lobbies. It's absolutely incredible what some of these hotels do. It's not just limited to the Bellagio Conservatory. Okay, the single biggest event happening in Vegas in December is absolutely the grand opening of Fontainebleau. The big blue tower at the north end of the Strip that's been under construction for 15 plus years is finally going to open. Fontainebleau Las Vegas debuts on December 13th, and it's sure to be quite the party. What a history this property already has, and it hasn't even opened yet. But if you haven't checked out our video on Fontainebleau, I'm going to drop a link in the description box down below. That'll get you up to speed a little bit on what the property will have to offer, but it's supposed to be one of the nicest hotels in town. They're shooting for that upper echelon luxury property. and it's going to be awesome. We're unfortunately not going to make it for the grand opening on the 13th, but we will be at Fontainebleau on the 15th to stay for a couple of nights and check it out. We will definitely put out some videos on our experience there at Fontainebleau, so be sure and subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and turn on your notifications so you see that when it happens. December is a big month for sporting events in Vegas. Of course, the Vegas Golden Knights are in full swing now with their regular season. The Pac-12 football championship game takes place at Allegiant Stadium on December 1st. And on December 7th and 9th are the semifinals and finals of the NBA's in-season tournament. The Las Vegas Bowl, between two college football opponents yet to be determined, takes place at Allegiant Stadium on December 23rd. But of course, the biggest sporting event to take place in Vegas in December is the National Finals Rodeo. This is held every year in Las Vegas, with the exception of one year during COVID. It was held in Dallas. This is a massive event, brings a ton of people to Vegas every year. Most of the proceedings are held over at the Thomas and Mack Center on the campus of UNLV, but there are events that take place all over Vegas during National Finals Rodeo. If you've ever been to town while this is going on, you will see an abundance of cowboy hats. If you're interested in rodeo at all, this is the one to go to. Finally, you may or may not be aware, but New Year's Eve is a pretty big deal in Vegas. They actually shut down the strip to vehicle traffic and it becomes pedestrian only so that people can go outside at the stroke of midnight and watch fireworks all over town. Always a really cool event. The big hotels up and down the strip set off fireworks at midnight. A great place to ring in the new year. You will see hotel rates skyrocket during this time. That's one of the more expensive weekends all year long. We've never done it, but hope to one day. Hey, that's it for your November and December 2023 Vegas updates. Hopefully you found this video helpful and informative. If you did like it, leave us a thumbs up down below. Also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our other videos. If you guys like this type of video enough, we might just make it part of our regular rotation, but we'll still keep putting out other Vegas content. Hey, we'll see you in the next video because there's always more for us to show you on Show Me Vegas.